Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited. Washington state officials assumed Boeing agreed to keep jobs in state. Local NIMBYs establish an anti-aviation website to promote closing Santa Monica Airport. Airplane once owned by actor Jimmy Stewart is to be restored and displayed. I'm Bree Cross. It is May 27, 2015, and this is Airborne Unlimited. In 2013, the state of Washington gave Boeing a package of tax breaks totaling $8.7 billion through 2040. In return, the state apparently assumed that the plane maker would continue to create and provide jobs in the state. Boeing announcing last year that the company would assemble the 777X airplane in the Puget Sound region. In all, Boeing employs about 79,000 in the Puget Sound, which is about half of its total workforce. However, it is also reported that the company has laid off some engineers and transferred other employees to South Carolina, Missouri, California, and Oklahoma. And that has Washington state lawmakers asking if Boeing has reneged on its deal. One state representative says Boeing has double-dipped into the tax incentive pool by accepting incentives from Washington and other states. A Boeing spokesman said that such clawbacks are harmful to the states that try to get them. He said that such actions make companies question whether states will stand behind laws that have been passed. A NIMBY group describing itself as a, quote, growing network including thousands of people from our local community, end quote, has put up a website in an effort to get involved in, quote, shaping the future use of the Santa Monica Airport land to better the lives of our entire community and future generations, end quote. And you can bet that future does not involve airplanes. The group calls itself SMO Future. Its website is a solicitation for people to send letters to 2 California members of Congress critical of the airport. They say that the representatives need 1,000 complaint forms to present to the FAA on July 8th. The site provides information for the representatives and a form to fill out, including a section to explain concerns and problems with the airport. Proponents for continuing the operation of the airport stand strong on their view that the airport must continue operation under FAA assurance requirements and that a strong, vibrant airport is good for the city. After the break, Jimmy Stewart's Cessna 310 to be displayed at Jimmy Stewart Airport.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B ATX100 and ATX100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. A Cessna 310 that once belonged to actor Jimmy Stewart is being restored so it can be displayed at the actor's hometown airport that bears his name. EAA Chapter 993 in Indiana, Pennsylvania is performing the restoration at Indiana County Jimmy Stewart Airport. Stewart purchased the airplane new in 1961 and owned it for several years. It was eventually abandoned in Texas at the Dallas Executive Airport after the owner, who was no longer Stewart, passed away and no heirs could be located. The airplane has now been moved to the Jimmy Stewart Airport, which provided hangar space for the project. Chapter members pledged to volunteer 4,000 hours for the effort, which could take 2 years to complete. The goal is to restore the airplane for static display and erect it on a pedestal near the airport terminal. Wood also said that they hope to track down November 6775 X-ray logbook and provide details about where it flew with its world-famous owner and pilot. Jimmy Stewart was the real deal when it came to aviation, and we at ANN commend EAA Chapter 993 for dedicating their work to his memory. With some 2,000 Aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the flyers we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
One of the goals of the light sports segment of GA is to get pilots who might have gotten out of aviation for whatever reason re-engaged. And here at Sebring at the Light Sport Expo 2014, there are many examples of airplanes that might help a pilot do just that.
In this video, you have the opportunity to fly along with ANN News editor Tom Patton as he compares 3 light sport aircraft from the viewpoint of a prospective buyer. Search Comparison Shopping LSAs on Aero-TV's news channel. After these messages, GA flying is complicated in the Philippines.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Philippine GA rules now require at least one passenger must show a direct aircraft ownership connection for private non-revenue flights within the country. These new requirements also state the owner-connected passenger must remain with the aircraft throughout the trip within the country. NASA has issued a request for information. They are seeking ideas from American companies for a spacecraft that could be used for both the agency's Asteroid redirect mission and a robotic satellite servicing mission in low Earth orbit. All of West Michigan is invited to the 20th annual Muskegon Care Affair, benefiting Wings of Mercy, being held at the Muskegon County Airport on May 30th. All proceeds will benefit Wings of Mercy, a faith-based nonprofit volunteer pilot organization. Vanderbilt University of Nashville, Tennessee is the winner of NASA's Student Launch Challenge, earning the $5,000 prize. Student Launch is a competition for student teams from middle school to university level to conduct research into rocket propulsion systems. Alaska Air Group, the parent company of Alaska Airlines and Horizon Air, has reduced its flying emissions intensity by 1/3 over the last 10 years. Fleet advancements and flight technology have avoided burning 531 million gallons of fuel since 2004. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's get back to the rest of the news. A 6-month investigation by Fox Business News asserts that the FAA's new hiring practices for air traffic controllers may be putting the flying public at risk. Called Trouble in the Skies, the alarming report focuses on a recent shift in hiring policy that the FAA said was intended to increase diversity among the air traffic controller applicant pool. Years ago, the need for more controllers led to the development of accredited collegiate programs to prepare students to become air traffic controllers. The idea was that this would provide the FAA with a source of college-trained ATC job applicants. But now these graduates and ex-military controllers have to compete with thousands of what the agency categorizes as off-the-street hires. These applicants must be U.S. citizens, have a high school diploma, speak English, and pass the FAA's new biographical questionnaire. The report says the biographical questionnaire is administered at home on an applicant's personal computer. The Fox report also found some of these applicants may have been given help by the government's Human Resources Department. According to the report, Congress has asked questions about the hiring practices, but the FAA has not yet fully responded to those concerns. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.